He did.
See, there are people that God allowed to walk out of your life because they were wicked. They meant you no good. They didn't have your feelings in their minds. They were selfish. And they didn't care about you. Only thing they cared about was themselves. See, God had allowed Judas to leave them because he didn't want Judas to mess up what he was getting ready to do. Because when you read later on in the book of Acts, many people would bring money, all the things that they had, in order to fund the kingdom. So if Judas was a thief anyway, if Judas was corrupt anyway, if Judas was stealing money anyway, why in the world would God allow him to be in Acts when people were giving their money for the kingdom? See, he knew that Judas would mess up the move of God that was about to take place. In my study, I found out that in the Greek, Judas means praise Yahweh. But Judas had corruption, so he wasn't necessarily the person that he was supposed to be. So in other words, his name said praise Yahweh, but he was corrupt, so he was twisted from the very beginning. In other words, he seemed like he was a praiser, but he wasn't. He seemed to be one way, but he wasn't. That person seemed to be like a true friend, but they weren't. That person seemed that they loved the Lord, but they didn't. So God allowed Judas to leave your life so he can show you Matthias. And when I looked up, this blessed me right here. And when I looked up the word Matthias in the Greek, the word Matthias in the Greek means gift from Yahweh. So in other words, Matthias was a gift from God. See, God allowed corruption to leave so he can give you a gift. Tell your neighbor, no more corruptions, just gifts, gifts, gifts. He had to have that ashy Negro leave your life because he was messed up from the beginning. He had to allow that sister to leave you because she didn't have good motives. He had to allow that backstabbing friend leave your life so he can show you true friends. So only true gifts can enter your life from this day forward. I pray that this day forward, every person that enters your life is a gift from God. They will be able to be used to help accomplish everything that God has called you to be. They will be an asset and not a liability. They will be able to add value and not take away from you. They will be a faucet and not a drain. Tell somebody, stay in prayer, stay in prayer.
He did. Now let me tell you a story of somebody who needed a touch. They had issues.